Hi, everyone. Week 8, congratulations. In the past, I've researched successful entrepreneurs. My name's CJ Walker. I did Anheuser-Busch. Several of the other ones had to do with the farming recession for my final research project. Those were all successful people in the economic sense. So whenever I was doing research for this week, I wanted to shift focus a little bit to do a person who was not successful in their lifetime, even though they were an entrepreneur, especially after the post-war, which is interesting in itself. So I chose Preston Tucker. A lot of you people might be car people. I'm not a car person. My family are car people. However, I'm not. I have not even watched the movie regarding this. I heard that there's one out. I haven't watched it, so that's full disclosure. But for what attracted me to Tucker was because there's so much controversy around it. And he was an innovator after World War II. He tried his hand in so many different things. He had relationships with other countries, and they fell apart after World War II because after World War II, a lot of countries weren't stable enough, didn't have the economic growth that we did, the technology wasn't there. So this plays right into that as well. And even it fits right into Romer for our week's discussion, the post that was online, a couple of the readings. Romer specifically talks about the non-rival growth and how technology, historians believe, has pulled people forward economically, and how new technologies promote growth. So with Tucker, his air intake system, which he gets credit for, is revolutionary. The style of the car is futuristic. It's beautiful. He also does advances in like hydraulics, stuff that I'm not really familiar with, but we use it today, even in the automotive field that we have today. So what he does is pretty remarkable. Just a quick background: in '03, he was born in Michigan, car place. His dad dies at a young age. Whenever Tucker's 2, he's raised by a single mom who's an educator, a teacher. Within the first 25 years of his life, he goes through jobs as a mechanic, a body shop worker. He owns his own gas station. He works as a police officer 3 different times because he kept modifying his ride, which is kind of funny. He also works for Ford. He works for Chrysler, and he works for Cadillac as a salesman. As he worked on the assembly line in Ford. So with Tucker, even though with all of this, he always has a problem with money and having a reliable source where he can put towards his new invention. He declares bankruptcy in '33. With the war effort, he dabbles in the Tucker turret, which was a defense weapon for the military. However, the military confiscates that patent. He also, in between 41 and 43, he starts dabbling in creating aviation motors, and he actually creates the Tucker XP57. Him and his business partner, which is hyphenated, but it's Higgins Tucker Aviation. Even with that, he's plagued with delays, and he can't get financially stable off the ground. He lets a patent expire on that. He's most famous for his 46 sedan, and that's the picture up here as well. I mean, beautiful. He begins work on it in 44. You can see the 3 headlights, the curves, the shape. Everything that he wanted was in this car. After World War II, people also wanted to move forward. They wanted to buy things. They wanted the newest and the prettiest. So he's on the cover of Science Illustrated in 46 for this as a car of the future. Like so many things, he buys $15 million worth of property in New York for the actual creation of it. He buys out an airline motor for $1.7 million to put those motors into the car. At one point, he had 1,900 employees. He just never could get off the ground, unfortunately. He's plagued by debt. People are suing him because he's not on time, and he gets a heck of a raw deal with the Securities and Exchange Commission. But the story of him is fascinating as an entrepreneur. He's elected to the Hall of Fame in '99, Automotive Hall of Fame, and he, by the end of it, his last car went to auction because it's so rare. He created 53 cars, 47 actually came to market and are available to drive. The last one went up for sale in 2019 and sold for just under $2 million. So it's a fascinating story, and I appreciate you guys' time.